Now, good evening, everybody. Dr. Roy back here. So, one section was left in offenses relating to woman. So, that is your chapter 20. You see, chapter 20. Chapter 20 is which I first started. Offenses relating to it is marriage. That means it is towards married woman. So all the sections I have completed except 498A. So once I finish up section 498A, your entire chapter 20 will be completed. Is it clear? Now, before getting started, I'd like to tell you all one thing, that 498, please pay attention, 498A is a very important section. 498A is a very important section. And right from your childhood, you are listening about 498A. Now, fine. But before that, I'd like to tell you, please try to understand, that the say entire concept of 498A, it was very, very serious at the beginning. But finally, because of misuse of the section, the investigation procedure has been given liberalized. Investigation, more attention has been paid to investigation, and now it is not that much stern. The entire provision is there, everything is there, but it was found out in the course of time that it was being misused. 498A was misused by the lady, by the married lady. So more say what is that called, the police, our executive wing, the police. So the police is given liberty, the police investigates the matter, and if he is satisfied that it is true, then he goes for arrest. Anyway, now I come to the letter of the law. Let me see the letter of the law. Of cruelty of relatives of husband. So it is a cruelty by husband or relatives of husband. Try to understand. So who is doing the cruelty? Either the husband is doing the cruelty or the relative. Please. So either the husband of the wife or the, say, in-laws. In one word, if I put in-laws. Fine. Now let me see the letter of the law here, 498A. Husband or relative of a husband. Husband or. Point to be noted. Suppose husband is in the side of the lady and the lady is seeing only the father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law and mother-in-law. Whether it is possible? Yes, it is possible. But generally, first it is, as far as normally what we know is, husband should come in the picture and then everybody. This section was so serious before. First I'll read the section, then I'll explain. So what it is, letter of the law. Whoever being a husband or the relative of the husband of a woman subject such woman to cruelty shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine. So extend to 3 years and shall also be liable to fine. So try to understand. So either the husband or in-laws of the husband. Is it clear? So husband or in-laws of the husband. Now, as I told you before, that this section was so serious that any married woman previously, if just would have done a phone call or just a complaint which then and there was treated as a FIR, and the person along with in-laws. Now suppose if my wife, previously the situation was such that my wife has filed 498A against me, in that case my sister or my brother who is staying in Delhi, so they will also be made party. They will also be treated as what? Treated as accused. So this was the situation. The situation was very, very stern. So it is. So let us see the explanation here, that any willful conduct which is of such a nature as likely to drive the woman to commit suicide or to cause grave injury or danger to life, limb or health of the woman. Now, my dear students, I would like to tell you that injury, one is physical injury, another is mental injury. It is not that just physical injury amounts to injury. Physical injury and mental injury is not injury. It is not that. Both physical and mental, both are injuries, and both comes under the domain of, or under the roof of, cruelty by husband or relatives of husband. That means this 498A, it comes under it. Now, harassment of woman was such. Harassment is the view for coercing her or any person related to her to meet any unlawful demand for any property or valuable security, or is on account of failure by her or any person related to her to meet such demand. So cruelty. So here, why this cruelty? Demand of the husband to bring what? This much of money, or to buy some asset, whatever it is. So here, and if it is not procured or it is not given during the time of marriage as dowry, afterwards it is being asked for demand, and if demand is not being fulfilled, in that case, what is the scenario? The woman is being tortured brutally. By whom? Not only by the husband, but by the in-laws, and finally she falls under mental trauma also, because mentally also she is harassed. So this is the whole and soul of it. And then say another important thing which we should know is, it is dowry death which goes along with it. You see, it is related with it. Just dowry death, you know very well dowry death. So dowry death is under your section 304B of IPC, dowry death. বধূ নির্যাতনের ফলে বধূ হত্যা. So where the death of the woman is caused by any burns or bodily injuries, or occurs otherwise than under normal circumstances within 7 years of her marriage, and it is shown that soon before her death she was subjected to cruelty or harassment by her husband or any relative of her husband for or in connection with any demand for dowry, such death shall be called dowry death, and such husband or relative shall be deemed to have caused her death. And here the punishment is imprisonment for a term which may not be less than 7 years. So once again, let us recap what we have studied. We want to recap what we have studied. So it is as simple as water, hopefully. Acha, before that, I have directly jumped into 498A. But before 498A, just in 2 minutes, I would like to tell you all about 498, simple 498. So simple 498 is the thing when a person entices a woman from her husband or any other person who is her husband or she is under his care for what is the motive of that person? To have sexual intercourse with a woman. I'm talking about 498, not 498A. Point to be noted. So here what happens? Here the person is liable to imprisonment for 3 years. 3 years is the imprisonment. So that is a simple 498. That means the man entices a married woman. Try to understand. From whom? From her husband. Or any other person who is taking care of the woman in lieu of her husband. In lieu of her husband. And has, what is the motive here? Sexual intercourse with that lady. This amounts to a punishable offense. And it is, imprisonment is 3 years. Clear? 3 years, or hopefully 3 years. No, I think it is 2 years. I'll just check up.
2 years, sir.
Yeah, it is 2 years. I'm afraid I was wrong. It is 2 years imprisonment. Okay? But 498A, if we recap once more, 498A में क्या होता है? As easy as water. इसमें क्या हो जाता है? Husband or in-laws जुल्म करता है, फिजिकल टॉर्चर, मेंटल टॉर्चर, दोनों ही करता है. किसके ऊपर करता है? लेडी के ऊपर करता है. Why? For demands or might be for any other purpose. So it is a punishable offense. Cognizable, it is punishable. And say here, imprisonment is for 3 years. But one thing is well associated with it is dowry death. 304B section speaks of dowry death. इसमें क्या हो जाता है? जो डाउरी का डिमांड करता है शादी के बाद, कार लाओ, फ्लैट, बंगला, दिस दैट, कैश, अगर वो नहीं दिया लड़की का फादर मदर, तो क्या करता है? शी इज सपोज अनेबल टू bear with the in-laws or husband and she commits suicide. तो ये जब डाउरी डेथ हो जाता है तो इसमें आपको इम्प्रिजनमेंट हो जाएगा 7 years का, हस्बैंड और इन-लॉज का. हस्बैंड और इन-लॉज का क्या हो जाएगा? 7 years ऑफ इम्प्रिजनमेंट हो जाएगा, है कि नहीं? तो दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी क्रूशियल सेक्शन विच वी शुड नो. लेकिन एक बात और है, ये इतना सीरियस सेक्शन था पहले, ये इतना सीरियस सेक्शन था कि अगर लड़की वॉज बैड देन ऑल्सो फॉल्स एलिगेशन करती थी. और बहुत ऐसा हुआ जो वेरी क्या बोलते हैं, गॉड फियरिंग लॉ अबाइडिंग पर्सन्स को जेल के अंदर कर दिया. तो इसीलिए नाउ छानबीन, अभी जो डायरेक्टिव है एपेक्स कोर्ट का कि छानबीन पुलिस को करना पड़ेगा. And if the police officer thinks a relaxation is given, that if he thinks that yes, the husband and in-laws they are liable, तब क्या हो जाएगा? तब उसको then the police will go for arrest. So this is more or less the section. Another thing, it is not compoundable. Mind it. ये कंपाउंडेबल ऑफेंस नहीं है. कंपाउंडेबल ऑफेंस मतलब क्या? कोर्ट का बाहर में आप रफा दफा कर लिए, उसके बाद आके बोले नहीं, हम जो कंप्लेन किए थे मेरा हस्बैंड और इन-लॉज के ऊपर, आई वांट टू टेक बैक द कैंसल. नो, आई वांट टू कैंसल इट. नो, इट इज नॉट कंपाउंडेबल. माइंड इट. 498A का अगर इंस्टीट्यूशन हो गया, सो इट इज नॉन कंपाउंडेबल ऑफेंस. इट इज नॉट कंपाउंडेबल. कंपाउंडेबल मतलब जो कंप्लेंट रहता है वो क्या करता है? ही हैज गॉट एन ऑप्शन. इसको सोचो, बोला जिसके ऊपर कंप्लेंट किया, भाई पैसा लेके रफा दफा कर दो, तो बोला ठीक है, तो कंप्लेंट अपना ले लेता है. लेकिन इसमें क्या होता है? तो दैट इज कॉल्ड कंपाउंडेबल. बट हियर इट इज नॉन कंपाउंडेबल. दिस इज नॉन कंपाउंडेबल. इट इज नॉट एट ऑल कंपाउंडेबल. इट इज नॉन कंपाउंडेड. इट कैनॉट बी कंपाउंडेड. Okay, that's all. So today I have finished what? I have finished your say chapter 20 offenses relating to marriage पूरा आज हम complete कर दिए. Okay, that's all. And I'd like to again request you to like and subscribe and put your valued comments. Bye bye.